Have you ever wondered how cells in your body work together seamlessly like a synchronized dance? Hello everyone, welcome to our channel VA Biology. Today we are going to discuss about cell synchrony. Cell synchrony it is the remarkable ability of cells to coordinate their activities in time and space. Now this synchronization is vital for proper functioning of every other organism out there. In the world of cell biology, understanding the cell cycle is crucial. Sometimes researchers need the cell to dance to the same rhythm, entering different phases together. Now, this is where the cell synchrony comes into play, right? Now, cell synchrony is also known as cell cycle synchronization, which refers to the process of coordinating the cell cycle division cycle of multiple cells so that they progress through the cell cycle phases together. So what happens is that suppose there are multiple cells out there, and what there are multiple cell cycles ongoing in those cells. So what happens is that they synchronize together so that they can pass through the cell cycle phases, different cell cycle phases at the same time together. Now there are various mechanisms to achieve this condition known as cell synchrony. Now we are going to discuss about this. First is serum starvation. By depriving the cells of the essential growth factors in serum, many cells can be induced to exit the cell cycle and enter a quiescent stage known as a G0 stage. Upon reintroduction of the serum, cells re-enter the cell cycle simultaneously achieving the cell synchrony. Now suppose what happens is that the cells go on a diet, right? They go on a diet of no serum, no growth factor, right? So what happens is that when they go on a collective vacation, that is they go on a collective vacation on a cellcation. And this, what is this cellcation? G0 phase, right? This vacation is known as G0 phase. And when we reintroduce those serum, what happens is that they comes together so that they can party together, right? When the serum's back. Second is chemical agents. Suppose cells are going to meet the cell cycle bouncer chemicals, right? Which are present at the entrance of a club, right? So what happens is that they are kicked out of the club, that is the cell cycle. But when the chemicals leave, that is the bouncer leaves, they rush back together in the club, or which is also known as cell cycle. Now we are going to discuss about physical methods. In physical methods, temperature shift. What happens is that when the cells shift from different temperatures, permissive and non-permissive temperatures, they synchronize their cell cycle progression so that they can progress through the cell cycle together. And this phenomenon is obviously known as cell synchronization. This is especially seen in yeast. Okay, and centrifugation. Suppose what happens is that suppose that the cells are spinning around like they are at a disco, right? Suppose they are at a disco, cells are spinning around at a disco, and low speed dancing, suppose that the low speed dancing makes them pause at the same stage, which is known as G1 phase, and they get arrested at the G1 phase. Now what happens is that when they exit the dance floor, they come out as a synchronized group, right? Now we will talk about cell cycle arrest mutants. Cell cycle arrest mutants, suppose genetically modified cells have built-in stop signs, right? Genetically modified cells, they have built-in stop signs, so they wait for the green light together, right? Suppose there are many cells standing at the stop sign, and what happens is that they are waiting for the green light together before they continue their cell cycle journey together, right? Microfluids. Microfluidic devices can be used to physically trap and release the cells at specific phases of the cell cycle, right? Suppose the cell are riding tiny water slides. Cells are riding tiny water slides. What are this water slides? These are the microfluidic devices, right? These are the microfluidic devices, and they get released at a specific cycle phases, right? Synchronized like a water park wave, right? Light and dark cycles. Cell follow a disco schedule, parting when the lights are on, that is they divide, and they are resting when they are off, right? Now we are going to discuss some examples of cell synchrony in nature. First is circadian rhythms. And what happens in circadian rhythms is that cells follow a daily schedule like a routine, right? Daily cycles sync the cell's activities. Suppose light cues can be regulated to process some hormone secretions, right? Second is bacterial curome sensing. Bacterial curome sensing, and this the bacteria coordinate when the population is dense, right? It is used in biofilm formation and virulence. Third is mating in the yeast cells. What yeast cells do is that they sync their cycles, right? They sync their cycles for mating pheromones trigger the coordination. Now fourth will be embryonic development. In embryonic development, the cells synchronize the divisions. They synchronize their divisions during the embryo formation. Signaling pathways coordinate this process. Bird migration. And what happens is that the brain cells of those birds regulate the migration timing, right? It enables the large groups to migrate together. Synchronization of cardiac cells. In synchronization of cardiac cells is that what happens is that the heart cells must contract together, right? They must contract together. They are specialized cells like heart cells. They coordinate the contractions. So last one is cell cycle in synchronous blooms. Cell cycle in synchronous blooms, what happens is that when microorganisms they synchronize their divisions, right, which results in visible blooms in water ecosystem. You can see in winter season, right? We'll talk about importance of cell synchrony. Cell synchrony is crucial for the proper functioning of organisms, right? Efficient functioning for circadian rhythms we discussed already, which regulate the sleep-wake cycles, right? Cardiac functions can be there, neural communication can be there, which helps in synchronizing the electrical impulses, right? Immune responses, such as what happens when immune response, right? T and B cell should coordinate and work together, right? And development and growth. It's also important in development and growth, right? And in homeostasis, right, what happens in homeostasis, right? For example, blood pressure regulation, body temperature maintenance, and glucose metabolism, right? In reproduction, right, the synchronization is necessary for the successful fertilization, for embryo development and proper functioning of the reproductive organs, right? It also helps in energy efficiency, right? If all the cells are coordinating together, they are working seamlessly, right? So energy is obviously it is so, so the energy is obviously saved, right? Thank you very much.